I don't think anyone prepares you for the moment your child cries because of a decision you made. I watched my son cry, and in that moment, I felt like I might be the reason why. It was his last day of school, and he looked at me with tears in his eyes, not loud crying, just quiet tears. And something in me just dropped, because in that moment, he wasn't asking questions. He wasn't trying to understand everything. He just knew something was ending. And I stood there watching him say goodbye to his friends, to his teachers, everything that felt normal to him. And I remember him looking at me like he didn't fully understand, but he could feel it. And I remember thinking, this is real now. Not the conversations, not the planning, not the we're thinking about moving. This moment was real. And for the first time, I stopped thinking about the move. I stopped thinking about Germany. I just thought, did I do the right thing and still hurt my child? Because up until this point, this decision made sense. We had talked about it properly. We didn't rush into it. We weighed everything up. My dad needed us. And in my mind, we were doing the right thing. But standing there, none of that logic mattered. Because when it's your child, it stops being a decision and it becomes a weight. And the hardest part is they didn't choose it. You did. And I remember watching him, and there was this part of me that just wanted to say, okay, it's fine. We won't go. We'll stay. Everything can just go back to normal, because that's what you want as a mum. You want to protect, you want to keep things safe, you want to take away anything that causes them pain. But I couldn't, because I knew this wasn't just about comfort. It didn't end at the school gates. It followed us home. And I remember even after that day, everything just felt quieter. Even in the car, there was no music, no usual chatter that we have, just silence. And that silence said everything. And then when we got to Germany and everything changed, new environment, new routines, new everything. As adults, you tell yourself, we'll adjust. But with children, you can't rush that. You start noticing the small things, like back home we used to, my friends used to, why is it different here? And those moments, they build up. I remember one moment my son said to me, Grandpa looks well now. He's okay. So can you just go back? And in that moment, I froze, because in his mind, the reason we came was finished. So why are we still here? And I didn't have the answer. There was another moment where he was going through my phone, looking at what his class was doing back home on the school app. And I could see it. He was trying to stay connected to a life he wasn't in anymore. And I had to delete the app. And with my daughter, that's been different. She said something to me that stayed with me. She said, I don't see anyone that looks like me here. I want to go back to my real friends. And that really hit me in a different way, because that's not just missing people, that's belonging. And the truth is, I can still see it in all of them, just in different ways, at different times. And as a mum, that does something to you, because now it's not just a moment, it's something you carry. There's one thing I didn't expect though. The hardest part wasn't the decision. It wasn't even that day at the school. It's the moments no one sees, the random moments when everything looks fine on the outside, but you can feel it's still there in their tone, in their questions, in the way they pause before they speak. And as a mum, you feel all of that, even the things they don't say. And I've had moments where I've broken down. I remember calling a friend, just crying and saying, I feel like I failed my kids, because I gave them something stable, something familiar, and then I took them out of it. And I had to sit with that. And if I'm honest, I don't fully know yet if we're going to be okay. I don't have all the answers. I'm still figuring it out. But what I do believe is This season is doing something in us that I can't fully see yet. And for now, I'm learning how to stay grounded even without full clarity. So if you're in a season right now where you've had to make a decision that affects more than just you and you feel the weight, that weight is not always a sign you got it wrong. Sometimes the right decisions come with discomfort. Sometimes it comes with questions. And sometimes it looks like the people you love trying to adjust to something they didn't choose. And that doesn't automatically mean you made a mistake. You don't need to have it all figured out right now. You don't need to rush clarity. You don't need to force peace. You don't even need to pretend you're okay. You can still be a good parent and make decisions your children don't understand yet. And if it feels heavy right now, that doesn't mean you got it wrong. Sometimes it just means you chose something that mattered more than comfort. If you want to see how this journey unfolds for us, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one.